Hey, welcome to a special pre-record little series we're trying to start called Toy Talk, and reached out to my friend Tony from Tony's Figs to be the first guest. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, brother. Heck yeah, that was awesome intro. Oh, the OG13. I'm watching your intro. What?
Yeah,
I like that.
Adam from Go Figure made that for me.
That's really neat. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. We were doing a stream one time, and somebody asked me what would I want to do to improve podcast from the pit, and I was like, man, I would love an intro because I am not
Right.
technical savvy at all.
I
And
hear
Adam's
you.
like, all right, email me. I'll get that for you. And
That's
yeah, it
awesome.
wasn't even a week. He had it for me, and much appreciated.
Yeah, these guys are awesome.
Yeah. Uh, so we have a lot of fun. We mostly do live streams now. A lot of people compare it to Saturday morning cartoons because we do it so early, and I'm okay with that. Uh, we just get on there. It's lighthearted. We have fun. We don't talk about anything important because this is toys.
Right.
As much as we want toys, we could live without them if we had to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It would suck.
It would suck, but we could live without them if we had to.
Yeah.
Like I always tell my wife, if I want something that's kind of pricey, and she's like, "Well, we really can't afford it right now, but go ahead." I'm like, "It's a toy. It's not a must-have. It's a want."
Right. Yeah.
I will
Definitely.
wait until I can afford it. I may have to pay more for it later, like my turning a play set. Had to pay a couple extra for that because I got it late, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep. Whew.
Yeah, you go out and get those. I don't want to call them all Grail items. I got the Terradrome, which is awesome. Which, by the way, introduced me to you. Welcome to the Terradrome was the first time I seen you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, this show's great.
That's what it was with. What kind of mood still? Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome. Because I just started watching Toy Kind of Mood because they just did that little interview at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That somebody else took and used for something else.
The infamous video.
The infamous video, which was a great video.
It helped them a lot.
Toy Kind of Mood killed it. They did a great job.
They did a good job, yeah.
But yeah, I never watched it. I'll call it a replay on the other channel because I don't never really watched them. So. But yeah, it was that introduction to you, Black Genghis, Dreadnought Ryan. Now, 3 of my favorites. Don't get me wrong, Travis is cool. He's got his show. Right. Introduced you guys to me, and it's all appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved meeting you at Joe Fest. You come back this year?
I might. I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll see. Well, we're talking about, I might bring my daughter, Lawrence, Punk with Toys might bring his daughter, get them together, have them go mess around while we do our nerd thing and stuff. So they might have fun. So we might get that going, Travis already has a room, so I might get my own. So we'll see.
Yeah. Podcast from the Pit, we're all bringing our wives this year.
So hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This will be year number 5 for me. Booked already. It gets better every year.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It was a blast.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm sure you guys already do it, but Ed got us in for the podcast group thing, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Travis about that and see what's going on.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. The only thing is we only got 2 passes, and there's 3 of us.
Oh,
so we'll work it out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, just a few toy questions. Get to know Tony Romo a little bit. But first, before I do, I want you to know that anytime I've ever reached out to you for any kind of customizing advice or questions, always got right back to me, even though you didn't know me at all. And it meant the world to me. I mean, so helpful, just a great person for the community. You turned me on to Bad Mother Customs. for my shipwreck I was making. So that was awesome.
Oh yeah, Jeff is cool. He's an awesome guy. Yeah.
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 So, I mean, can't say enough nice things about what you do. And your
Thank you, bro.
customs are
Appreciate you.
up so good. And we'll have a little slideshow in a little bit. But I want to ask, I mean, you do Joe, you do some Marvel Legends. Any other collections? Oh, I know you do Superpowers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got into customizing some McFarlane DC Multiverse too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had seen Toy Gains and uh, Bones the Necro Zoo and 5 POA reviews because I was like, I just want the Justice League, just like
Mm-hmm.
the satellite era league, the bigger than the you get the 7 and you're done and you're happy, but then get the supporting cast that was with them when they had the satellite above the earth, and
Yeah.
you're good because I have them all in DCUC from
Yeah.
the Four Horsemen did those,
Okay.
and I have them, so I'm getting them in McFarlane DC Multiverse, and they're so easy to customize. They're fun. They're really fun,
Nice.
and they need it. They need it.
We're talking DC. Who's your favorite DC character all the time?
Oh my gosh, I was always torn between. When I was younger, Superman. He could do this, that, this. Everything's
Right.
easy. But then you get into Batman, and he's just a dude. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like I love both of them. World's Finest. I collected that for a long time, so I'm stuck between them two. And then I like Firestorm
Mm-hmm.
for a long time because he can transmute matter and make having him and Green Lantern on the team. You guys can do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firestorm was awesome when he came out, like early 80s, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
late 70s, but early 80s is when I first come across him.
Him and the Professor Stein had to get together.
Yeah.
Ronnie Raymond. That was what? That's crazy. Yeah.
My favorite DC superhero all time is Green Arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the smart
Love
ass.
Green
Yeah, he's awesome. Him and Hawkman had a bunch of stuff going back and forth with each other.
Yeah. I used to get a lot of the Green Arrow, Green Lantern comics when they worked together all the time. Those were
Black
good.
Canary. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing McFarlane has to do. He has to get started on some other female characters. I remember what he said about him, but he's got the Huntress out, so things are going to change. I need Zatanna. I need Black Canary, Hawk Girl. Come on, you know what I mean? So
Now, I would go. I like the old. Let's look back at the 80s. I know I'm older than you, but do you remember Batman and the Outsiders?
Yep.
Halo and Katana back then. I want those two figures.
Yeah.
I would like to have all the Outsiders, honestly.
They have Geoforce now. Both costumes are out. Yeah. I just seen them.
I gotta look for those.
Target. I just seen them at Target. Both versions are like, whoa, this is crazy.
I like the brown version better.
He's there. He was there. Yep.
I'm gonna look for that one.
He is out.
That's awesome. What was your favorite childhood toys?
My favorite childhood toys, man, it's hard to pick one, but when I always got up to go watch Saturday morning cartoons, I had the APC filled with as much Joes I could. I mean, there was standing room only. I took that and I had to bring it with me just to sit it there while I watched cartoons. So it was that. It was G.I. Joe for the longest time. I mean, yeah, I love Mask, and I got into Mask, and I was into Superpowers, and what else? I was into some Marvel characters, but back then when I was a kid, it was mostly Superpowers, G.I. Joe, He-Man. He-Man was like first, and then it became okay. All these guys are the same, and now they're coming out with more articulation, so I kind of phased them out,
Yeah. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Joe is probably my all-time favorite when I was a kid. I mean, had a lot of Masters of the Universe, so I'm thrilled for the Origins line. I get a lot of those.
Yep.
I didn't do Mask, probably because I didn't watch the cartoon.
Yeah. I had the comic, and I barely did the cartoon. But when they came out, I think a friend of mine had them, and I'm like, wow, they're small enough to put in your pocket to take to school. The guys, and then I wasn't into Transformers, so
Me
that
either.
was my kind of this vehicle turns into something else, not a robot, but something else. You know what I mean? And the guys had their little masks. I loved them.
I think the reason why me and my brother didn't get in Transformers is because honestly we couldn't afford them. They were more expensive than the other stuff.
Yeah, I had other stuff I liked that got priority over
Right.
Transformers. Yeah. I watched the cartoon, but I didn't
Yes,
really
me too.
I think I loved Soundwave, and I loved Optimus, and I never got to have Megatron, but I think I had a Soundwave, and I played with him so much. I had all the cassettes. He was my favorite one.
Yeah. I was always a Starscream guy.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I had some GoBots. Yeah, I think all I had GoBot was the motorcycle was Psykill, and whoever was the F-15.
I don't remember.
I can't
I
remember.
know Transformers, the only ones I had were like the real little ones, Bumblebee, Cliff Jumper, Huff. I had those because we could afford those.
Yeah.
And one thing I always give my parents credit for is even though we didn't have a lot of money, they always made sure Christmas was special.
Oh
They
yeah.
took care of us. They wanted us to play with toys. They want us to be kids. Kids want to grow up too fast now.
Yeah.
I've got a granddaughter who's 6 months old, and I'm already putting toys back for her. I put
Wow.
her some She-Ra stuff back that's not been opened. I got her some
Oh
vintage stuff. So, hopefully she likes them and we can play together when she's older. If not, she can sell them. They're hers. But yeah, I'm
yeah.
excited for it. I can't wait to take her to toy stores.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I got my daughter. My daughter's gonna be she's 17, but she still likes those Toonie Terrors just to set them up
Yeah,
on the shelf.
that's
She
cool.
likes those. I'm like, that's a good line because there's a lot of horror stuff out there, and these are cutesy looking ones. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's a cool line. Yeah.
it's awesome. My wife does some pops. She likes like the Friends pops and what's the other one? Oh, Stranger Things.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah.
so I she supports my hobbies. I support hers. We
Oh,
actually
yeah.
went toy shopping. Hillbilly came down from West Virginia. So me, him, and Matt went toy shopping. Podcast from the pit. We're gonna go toy shopping together. And
Nice.
my wife went, and Hillbilly's wife went, and my wife outspent me. She bought. There was a new wave of Friends toys, and she bought them. She bought them all. And
Whoa.
all I bought was my comic books.
Yeah, and you're safe. You're like, look at this. Well, that's
I
a
was like,
victory.
man,
How
she
much of
outspent me.
yeah. That's cool, man. Wow, that's awesome. I
Oh
always
yeah,
wanted that. Any relationship I had, I started one girl into comics. I had one at the store. Hey, do you have this one? Do you have that one? It was like really looking for me. Like, wow, you don't have to. That's awesome. Do you have this one? None of it was like, oh my God, you're into toys. Grow up. None of them. Everybody was cool. They were all cool.
yeah. I mean, it's not like it was 10 years ago. People look down
True.
on it, and
Yeah.
honestly, I don't care anyway. You know what I mean?
Really, I'm gonna do what I do. This makes me happy. Yeah.
Yeah. And my wife's always like, "Well, you could do a lot worse than that." I'm like, "Yeah,
Exactly. And
good."
now we're doing this YouTube thing. Hey, my man's at home. I have him here, not at the pool hall.
So, kind of like, give me 3 classified figures you want made that's not been in the pipeline or anything. What's
Oof.
Tony waiting on?
Oh man, I'm waiting on some more dreadnoughts, but I'm happy with the ones we have because I can be done. I
Right.
have the three main ones in Zartan. I'm good. But you keep on, and I keep going into the lore. I'm like, hey, bring some more of those
Yeah.
guys out. And I wasn't really into Night Force as much back then when I was a kid. I think I had already phased out, but I love it. They're like my second favorite subline. Some
Yeah.
more Night Force. Let me see. I'm looking at my collection and my customs now. I've made all the original 13. I'm so good with that. The LERP team from the comics. Shoot, they're making Blowtorch. They're making Footloose. They're making Leatherneck. They're catching up to all my customs I've already made. So I'm just happy for whatever's coming next, man. I can't really tell you what. You know what? You know what I am looking forward to though. It's not really. I mean, it's of G.I. Joe, but the new stuff they're coming out, that Legacy line. You know, if they're gonna go full first responder, they're already making the firefighter. Are they gonna make a medic? Are they gonna make EMT? Are they gonna make a police officer? Are they gonna make
You would think they would, yeah.
That'd be right up my alley. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you get 4 of those firefighters, that's an engine. You know, so that'd be great.
Right. Mm-hmm. What about is there any Marvel Legends figures that they haven't made yet that you would love to have?
Totally. I'm one of those guys that, I mean, I like the teams, but with my display space and area, a lot of the teams I have put in storage, and I just have, my main ones, Avengers, X-Men, some Spidey villains and stuff. But I want them to finish, and they could have did this a long time ago. I wanted them to finish the Serpent Society. I always thought those were the coolest villains, and they got away with a lot because of the transportation. You know what I mean? Sidewinder would teleport. Hey, we won't get caught. And it's a conglomeration. It's almost like the Mafia Commission, but with a serpent motif, the snake. You know what I mean? That was crazy. And they were the Avengers' enemies. They were Captain America's enemies. So, I want more Serpent Society characters.
I would like some Masters of Evil.
That'd be awesome because you can that's a great team right there. There's a lot of them in there too.
I would like updated Wrecker and Wrecking Crew, Absorbing Man.
Yeah. Make some newer Wrecking Crew. Yep.
Yeah. That would be cool for me because I just started getting into a little bit of Marvel Legends, which my wife's not crazy about. But, I got people Spider-Man here and a few others. But mostly, I don't want anything from the MCU.
Me neither. I don't collect MCU figs.
I want comic book accurate. And I'm talking 80s comics. Accurate.
Same.
That's what I want.
Rom's coming out.
Yeah.
Yep. Finally.
I was so thrilled to find Hawkeye.
Yep. The Sky Cycle is awesome that comes with it.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And he was at Ross or Ollie's, wasn't he? You could get Sky Cycles for everybody. And one of my favorite groups everybody knows is the Marvel Knights, Street Heroes, Urban Legends guys. And I mostly have all of them, really. I mean, one of my buddies said, "You need Night Thrasher." Well, he's New Warriors. You know what I mean? So it's
he's actually on the Avengers now.
Avengers
Assemble, I think is the name of it.
Transition, exactly. I made one. He's not officially done yet, but make a modern Shang-Chi, the one with the little dragon, motif on them and stuff. They haven't made that yet.
Yeah, I like what you did, and I don't have them on the slideshow, but I like what you did with Power Man.
Oh yeah, man. I had to. No doubt they'll do it too, but because when he was with when they had him with Toy Biz, they made a blue pants one and a black pants one, and they haven't done, that one here. But I took those markers. Oh man, it was after I did that, I'm like, I gotta lighten up my Spider-Man because he's too dark for a little bit. Oh man, it worked so good.
Yeah. Have they made it's a question because I've been looking for a Daredevil. Have they made like a classic looking Daredevil? Because I only come across a couple that I thought were a little funky.
The one I wanted, but it was too expensive at the time because I slept on it, was the one in the 3-pack with Elektra. She's in the white suit, and then the Bullseye had a blue chest, and I never really liked that. But to get that Daredevil was all red. It was perfect.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a good body, it was a good buck, it was good articulation because he's a freaking gymnast, he's an acrobat. You know what I mean? So he was perfect. So what I did was I had gotten the VHS one. He comes with Hydro Man, I think, and I Winsor Newton that I all the black off of him, and he turned out great. He's in the middle of my Marvel Knights display. So
Nice.
yeah, he's great.
All right. Let's go through. And my slideshow is not going to do your figures justice, but my my wife likes to put them a little artsy.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, but
That's cool.
yeah,
I'm all for that. Oh, that's cool. I like what she's doing.
yeah, she's my tech girl.
I like what she's doing already.
So,
Yeah.
what did you change on this Electra?
Oh man, this was the white suit Electra in that
Okay, so
aforementioned
a lot.
three pack. So I did a lot. Yeah, I painted all her white red, and I had to get. I liked the original, the release with that comes that head sculpt comes with, but she had single jointed elbows, and she was a little too skinny. We're all used to, well, face it, we're used to all the females being sexy, voluptuous, this and that. But that one was way skinny, had like I think Sue Storm legs or Medusa legs or all that stuff. And this one was she had some meat on her bones and double jointed elbows. And then I got the head from that old one. She was perfect. Her head was perfect. And then from GPS Lot on eBay, he made her outfit. He made the long loincloth, and he made the bathing suit top that she's got to get into. So um, I painted over her top a little bit red so the white wouldn't come through, and I put that suit on her just so I can have some cloth goods. And that
Mm-hmm.
loincloth is a wired one, so you can bend it any which way you want.
Oh,
When she's
nice.
kicking or when she's doing whatever, you can bend it flared out. You can like it's moving in the wind and stuff. So and those her side were so bendy, and there's nothing you can do to straighten them out. Those sides she's got right there are from the Toy Biz Deadpool. They were they were really strong and sharp and straight. So I appropriated them for this Electra.
She looks
Uh-huh.
great. She
Thank
looks
you.
great. Let's see what else we got. The Storm Shadow.
Stormy
You did some
Urgent.
alterations on him, right?
Oh yes, sir. I sure did. I took I liked he looked great. He looked cool. But he
Yeah.
doesn't you can always have him stock. And then I can buy another one to do what I do to him. But then I didn't feel like I needed to do that. Let me get one and do what I want to do. Cut the samurai panels off his belt, cut the loincloth, made him look more like the one I had when I was a kid, the regular one. And then his pouches were too big, so I got a Punisher white belt and hooked him up. Those are a little thinner, more compact,
Mm-hmm.
and did something with the old Storm Shadows backpack so that arrows can be. If you're right-handed, you hold the bow with the left, so you're going to draw this way. And
Right.
if you're right-handed, you're going to draw your sword that way. In Resolute, he went like this to grab them, which was fine too. I could explain that. But with this way, he's fine with the sword. He's fine with his arrows. You could draw them. I took the loincloth off the back of his belt, and then on his, you can't see him in here, but on his shin guards, they were black. I painted them over white because they were white and 3 3/4 inch,
Right.
and he looked good both ways. But I just said, let me see what this marker can do, and it hooked it up.
Yeah, he
I
definitely looks,
paint him
looks
black
more
anyway.
versatile too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then with his hood, you couldn't. It was really low, like Kenny low from um, what do you call it? Was from Cartman
South
and
Park.
Kenny South Park. Yeah, it was really low. So I heated it up, pulled it back some so you could see more of his eyes. That's all.
Nice.
Hmm. Oh man, I'm always gonna mess with my Marvel Knights. And, and once they made that Punisher 2 pack with Bushwhacker, um, I needed two of them. You know, one to keep black gloves, black boots. That body buck is so articulate. It's so awesome. You get him in his poses he needs to be in. You can weaponize him up really good. I have gridiron on him, of course, you know me. But the other one was a little bit of a chore. I could have done him an easier way, but after the fact, you just want to do it like I gotta have white. And somebody else had done something like it, but I had just gotten the Shield Agent 3-pack with a
Mm-hmm.
Dum Dum Dugan and Nick Fury and Sharon Carter. So I didn't really need Dum Dum. Where am I gonna? You could put Nick Fury wherever you want. Avengers,
Right.
Marvel, not Marvel Knights, whatever. And Sharon, you could put her whatever. She's a great figure. And then, but Dugan, I just took his legs off, painted them black. There's Frank's white boots, and then I didn't have to cut them, but I did cut both sets of arms off and just glued these ones on him. But you have to do it so perfect,
Yeah.
so it's seamless, and they're never going to move because his wrist moves, you know. So and I transplanted the hair. The hair piece with the white headband is cool, but I wanted that hair piece on the other head sculpt. The other head sculpt is a screaming head, so you can't have a nice Frank haircut to the side with no screaming head and a bandana. So
Right.
I heated up the hair piece, ripped it off, stuck it on the stoic face, and there you go, the Punisher on the right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I fixed his skull eyes. Everybody's crying about his skull eyes, about how they look like they're laughing or crying. I'm like, it bugged me. I'm like, okay, let me fix the eyes so they look a little angrier for you. So then I looked at. So all you got to do is look Google Punisher. A skull comes up, and it's really easy to fix. So I think it looks way better because they do look angrier in there.
I like this mainframe.
I need to do. I think he'll. When I go back to making videos about my customs, I don't think I did mainframe yet. I'll check, but I don't think I went through everything I did to this guy. I mean, all he is grunt from the waist down. From the waist up, I think he's still grunt from the chest and shoulders, and then any short sleeve guy. There's Falcon and Recondo. They've got short sleeves rolled up, and then he was mostly gray. I mean, what I didn't do to his right chest, he's got some black decoration on them. That's I kind of skipped it, but with Mark's gridiron loadout, he had the computer, he had the Alice pack, he had the Chris Vector, and the most important thing was his cap and comms. I didn't have to really do anything there, but that to me, that's what mainframe would have. You know what I mean? He had a weird kind of baseball like batter's helmet on. So this looks way better to me. And that's just Grunt's face. And found some more fodder and made sure the silver stuff stood out because that's what he looked like on his 3 3/4 inch. And then I made that little shoulder holster attached to his bandolier from Duke, and then 2 straps go around and connect in the back. And then I like the fact that Gridiron had a wrist compad or whatever. He could do control stuff with that, and it came out really good. I liked him.
Not very good. You would think that was a classified figure.
Man, that's what I was trying to do. Flash.
Yep. Now, are they going to give us a Flash or no? What do you think?
I think they are because they've already showed the backpack and rifle for him with Glenda. They gave Glenda that. So that's their opening to do Flash. And to me, unless they really wanted to go full classified on him, they could do a classified and a retro because you already have all he is Grunt or Stalker or any one of those And then once they do him, there's your Grand Slam. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, if
Yeah.
they want to differentiate, that'd be on them to do that, and then go back for retro and do
Then if
that.
they
So
really wanted to get use out of the mold, they can do that one. What's that one figure? It's like got yellow in it. It's like not from the United States. It's gonna drive me crazy. I can't think of the name.
Oh, me too. Man, I don't know.
Somebody watching this, when they watch it, they're yelling at us right now, going, "Why don't you know the name?"
Yeah.
Apologies. Let us know in the comments what it is.
Yeah, and then
But
his
I mean, yeah,
gridiron.
they could do that. They could.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, a lot of people dog on companies for reuse. I do not.
I don't either. It makes it easier on me as a customizer.
I mean, if you can give us the figures we want by reusing other parts from other ones, do that. Save some money.
I'm ready. Yeah.
You know, maybe
Every
that'll save
company
us
does.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it looks good.
Oh yeah, it would be great.
Now here we go. We're getting into these. I turned my buddy Matt, who started podcasting Pit with me.
Yeah.
And he's a big fan of the LARP group. And I was like, you gotta check these out. So he started watching them, and he's like, yeah, you're right. These are awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, with old snakes here, I have my buddy Brandon Albert. He does some 3D printing head sculpts, and once I had the head sculpt, I can make the whole, because that's the hardest part, you know, getting the right head sculpt. You can fumble it with, you know, this one and that one, and maybe you could pass this guy off as Stalker or this guy off as whoever. But once you have someone that looks like Snake Eyes, blonde hair, you know, he always wore the boonie hat with his sister's picture on it. That was a no-brainer, because you already have the ret. By the time I made this, you already have, you know, what they wore in Vietnam. You know, their green fatigues. You know what I mean?
Right.
This one's a little classified up because, you know, in Nam they didn't wear so much on their thighs, drop leg holster, drop leg pouches. They wore their, if any of them had a sidearm, they were on the belt. Right. You know, so, but with this is classified LERP team, you can get away with it. You know, you can have, you know, going to have that. And once you have, you know, Grunt and Stalker and Outback and at the time Outback was at Ross, and I bought the crap out of him, and Stalker. That's what made my LERP team a reality, because oh man, there was minimal paint, if any, and you can interswap the pieces if they rolled up their sleeves, if they didn't. And Outback's web gear is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, some Hasbro stuff, some Gridiron stuff, you're good. Tommy. Yeah, he was mostly let me see. I think I had him. I don't know what I was I didn't have an extra I didn't have an extra Outback at the time, but I had an extra rock and roll. So, and he had the t-shirt. So then I painted that, put on Outback's from the waist down, and then Outback's arms, and then the white band, the white arm wraps from the Swoosh Ninja. And I made a backpack for him with some arrows and his bow, Shang-Chi's head sculpt, and painted that thing and gave him a Colt Commando AR and called it a day, man. I think, yeah, it was Raul Robles. He had made a bunch of he made like a digital blueprint for me to go by without him, you know, knowing it. And I'm like, I'm gonna make it look like that, because we do have all those parts. You know, and he did Photoshop to make it, and so he made it in, you know, 2D. I made it in 3D.
Nice. Yeah, he was so cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
See, I didn't get this close enough.
Oh. Yeah, Stalker. At the time, I wanted to make him so bad, and I didn't have He, I'm not sure. I forgot if he in the comic he rolled his sleeves all the way up, but I didn't have him at the time. But I had Breaker, so 3/4 sleeves up to the elbow, and just painted him brown. And the head sculpt, I never. He was a great head sculpt. Don't get me wrong, Stalkers, but he looked too much
Too
older
old.
with them other guys. Yeah. So I always go into my Marvel Legends fodder to see what I got there. And Carl Mordo from the MCU Doctor Strange movie, his head looked great. Painted a mustache on him and made him younger, like it'd be a Nom, and gave him his for this one. I gave him Lieutenant Falcon's radio pack because, and then I think Gridiron had a M16 with Starlight scope and suppressor, and that's what he had in the comic when they did the flashbacks.
Yeah, I got that Gridiron set. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I put it on my Stalker.
Yeah, his own his own radio. Yep.
Yep.
The Alice Pack radio is great.
I think I got the right name on this one.
Ramon, yeah. Ramon Escobedo, yeah. Oh yeah. That's a Tony Stark head. For the oh man, I had to work with that head. I had to cut his dome off and then cut the what do you call it? That Cobra Island roadblock, his little chef's hat, or whatever, his cook hat, and made it into a bandana looking, and then he was just another, grunt, chest and shoulders, and Ricondo's arms with Outback's legs, Outback's gear. I put the radio because Ramon was the radio man, and then when he was killed, that's when Stalker took the radio from him, and Stalker ended up with the radio at the end of there when they were escaping. But Raymond was the radio guy until he got got.
Yep. But I thought it was so cool that you did all of them, not just Tommy, Snake Eyes, and Stalker. I mean,
at first, that's what I was gonna do because I'm like, the head sculpt, they're gonna be difficult. But hold on, Shang-Chi, Tommy, I got the head sculpt from my buddy Brandon, and I already told you what to do with Stalker. So the other guys were kind of easy, but why not make the guy? You made the survivors. Now let's make the guys who didn't make it. Then you got the whole alert team. Wade Collins, he came out really good. I think Roel Robles had the Cobra officer's web gear on him, and it came out like he looked in the comic, so that worked, and that's Duke's belt, and then I remember him having a collar, not a t-shirt, so that worked, and that's Dusty's head with the paint removed, and then a gridiron ball cap on him backwards. That's what he sported.
Nice. I remember I was trying to find a different face or different head for Falcon because Falcon head was trash, and you told me Dusty use what's that, Winsor Newton?
Yep.
So I ordered that off Amazon and took that paint off, and it looked really good.
Yeah, he looked good for Falcon. That's what I have on my Falcon right now. And then what was it, Tiger Force? And when Tiger Force Dusty came out, I just used that head because he's got the great camo over his eye, and it's over here more. It's better than his own. Put that on regular Dusty. Nice. Yeah, it worked out, and you can't tell. You know what I mean? Because Dusty's in the main G.I. Joe group. Wade's in Vietnam, way down there, so you can't even tell. I can't tell. You can't tell how many times I used Grunt's head someplace. But Dickie, Dickie was fun. Dickie was fun because he's the grenade guy. He's the one who carries the bloop gun, the grenade launcher there, and he was fun because he looks real good with Breaker's arms, they're only rolled up so high, and he's got the bracelet and the watch, again with Outback's legs, and then I think he has breakers top 2, torso, and then he had I didn't know how I was going to go about making his vest for more shells, for more M79 grenades.
Right.
So I did, well, let me get big pockets and add them to Shockwave's vest. So I bought another Shockwave, I painted it up, and it kind of gives that flak jacket Vietnam look.
Right.
To
Yeah.
it. And that's and again, that's Grunt's head. But I did something sacrilegious on this one. I had Stan Lee's head sculpt from a Stan Lee figure from Marvel Legends, and I took his glasses off. And I gave him, I'm sorry, Stan, I need your glasses, buddy.
He would approve. It looks good.
Yeah, I put him on. Thanks. And then I cut up, there's a figure for Jurassic Park that Muldoon, he's like the safari guy, the one who was killed by the Velociraptor. That's Muldoon's hat. It kind of looks like Rakondo's, but if you cut it, it looks like Dickie's boonie with it. You know, he had it prospector style. He just put up the front, and that made, once that came out, I'm like, whoa, that looks like the comic book, you know. So yeah, and a lot of them had in the comic book they had Green Beret camouflage trousers, and they had solid green tops. I paid attention to that. I'm like, wait, he's camouflaged down here but not up here. No, and then you look, I looked at certain videos, and yeah, they wore whatever they want. The Green Beret teams, it's crazy. Yeah.
Now I saved the best for last. I love Delta 17.
Yeah.
I'm an O-ring guy.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of 112, but you know, I'm not a snob. I like 112. But the way you made this, I mean, what did you have to do to make him? Because he is spot on.
Oh man, I got on their page, and I didn't tell. I think I didn't tell Ken or Steve. I didn't know Steven at the time. I just knew Ken. And I said, let me make this guy. But I took apart I think a range viper. I think he's a range viper from the waist down, because I liked Shepard has those knee pads, and the boots are good enough. And then the range viper had already a dark t-shirt look, like because the range viper is Outback. He's Outback. So I just transplanted, you know, some arms, because I think let me see. I think I had Shepard up here. Yeah, Shepard is African American. So I had those stalker's arms. Like, yeah, I got that. So and then I had the 60th anniversary army. So I got his plate carrier. And then I think I got some Game Reverse Captain America's belt. And then I got, you know, his leg holsters. And what I did for Ken really liked what I did with the ammo for the shotgun on his right thigh. I had an extra, I think I had an extra flint plate carrier. So I just cut up those straps of shotgun shells and strapped them to his leg. Nice. And then I had somebody's scarf. I think that might be Desert Rat's scarf, and then I painted it from Action Force. Because it looked kind of wrinkly and better than Hasbro's. And then I had a skull, a white skull from Gridiron, painted it red, dry brushed the teeth. And I think I had Mutt's goggles, and then a Gridiron black helmet with a night vision on it. And then I just gave him a M4 with a shotgun slung underneath, and you know, his shotgun that's against the wall right there. That's what Steven had him with. He had that, and called it a day, bro.
Yeah, he is awesome. I was talking to Hillbilly. I'm like, man, I did not know I needed Delta 17 and 112.
What you have? Oh man, I'm doing the rest. I think I got Preachers next, and then my buddy Ray Murphy. Ray Murphy
Yeah.
was at Joe Fest.
Yeah.
I think he made the Rooster. He made Rooster. It was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to make, because my favorite character is Shepard.
Yeah.
But I love the Thunder Battalion.
Yeah.
I want to see one of those 112. I can't wait till somebody makes it.
I'm gonna look those up. Thunder Battalion. All right.
Yeah. It's the Russian bad guy troop builder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
God, I can't picture them. But yeah, for my, I think I got most of the stuff I need to do is to make Preacher next. Yeah, he's the sniper. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, I went back to your page after we made that, and I'm like, the work you did on the Hawkman, I thought was awesome.
Oh, dude, that was fun. Yeah. Yeah.
And, the repeater.
Yeah, buddy.
Because if I could have, I don't do a lot of classified because I already have them in a scale that's my favorite first.
Right.
So in order for me to buy a classified, like I got the Iron Grenadier because I thought it was a great upgrade. It wasn't just a one-up. It was a great upgrade. So yeah, I got that one. And there's a few more I think it's coming out that I'll probably grab. But I probably only have like 12 classifieds. And it's not because I don't like them. But it's because I've really already got those figures.
Yeah. Did you see what I did with the Iron Grenadier?
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that because that looked awesome. Yes.
Sergeant Major Duncan. I did not know he existed until Gil Tucker, my boy Gil Tucker, put him up. And I'm like, what is that? Because I had just gotten 2 Iron Grenadiers that were sitting in the target pegs. I'm like, oh shoot, let me get them. Because I figure I have Cobra Commander, and I have the 2 new blue retro infantry. I put them by him. Now I can get Destro and put 2 Iron Grenadiers behind him. But then when he did his little kit bash, Gil Tucker shout out, I'm like, whoa! I'm like, that is dope, and he's easy, But then when watching Lawrence on his stream, I started painting him and hooking him up. I had an extra Captain America head from Toy Biz, or when I think Hasbro took over, painted his hair gray, and because his stuff, the Iron Grenadier is all gold. They have them gold. Well, when you get to Duncan, he's silver. Destro had him like, you get to wear silver because that's my headpiece, my helmet's silver. Because he was his driver, his bodyguard, his assassin, everything. Sergeant Major Duncan was awesome, and they never released him as a toy. He was a con exclusive in 2012. I found out, and I'm like, oh, he's awesome. So yeah, I had to make one after I saw Gil's.
So most of the questions, I've asked, except for the last one that I'm going to ask, is a question I love to ask people. But during this, I have another question I have to ask. How many Outbacks and Grunts died to make these figures?
Maybe over, I don't know, maybe over, maybe 10 or 11. They all went to good use, though. I could tell you that. Yeah,
they did.
Well, I have to count, and that's not counting commissions I did for some people. But it's funny because some guy wanted the 3 main ones, the Tommy Snick guys and Lonzo, and then some guy wanted, I want the 3 dead guys. Oh, you want, okay, Raymond Dickey and the other guy, and then I'm like, okay, sure, let's do that. And then later on they'll commission the next 3. They want to do 3 and 3. Okay, cool. So yeah, a bunch of that because I got lucky. We got lucky with Outback and his web gear, and the base of Grunt is perfect, and Stalker. you know.
Yeah, I
So
used an Outback for. I don't customize because I don't have your talent. But I did do I think it's a version 3 or 4 shipwreck. I used the one where he's got the black tactical vest and the
mhm,
beanie. I made
mhm.
one of those. I used mostly a Outback.
Yeah, I haven't made him yet, and I have his head sculpt sitting here.
Yeah, but that's where I got the. You told me about the Bad Mother Customs, so
Yeah,
I got his tattoos and everything, and
bad mother
used the
tattoo.
Windsor Newton to get the survival off and everything
Get
else
all
I
that.
had to. So
Yes,
he's a big
sir.
help with. The last question I have for you, because I told you 25, 30 minutes. We're already at 51. So
They know.
I'm having fun. This is a great conversation. Uh, is there any book, movie, or cartoon or comic book that you would love to have a toy line of at any scale that you want to make and that you would just be all in on? That, like, I will get every figure
There
from
was
that.
none of them really stuck out to me until I saw G.I. Joe Resolute.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to either start making them, or if they got the okay to start making a line of Resolute figures. I think a lot of people would love that, because
If,
that's
yeah,
when G.I. Joe got serious, and it was
yeah.
like, this is great. You know what I mean?
If they would do those classified, I would buy every one of them.
I'd buy every one of those
Every one.
classified Resolute. Why not do that, man? I could doing a line like that probably save people's jobs at Hasbro.
Yeah. Oh, also, Ken from Toy Connections did a retrospective on Resolute. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen some of it. I
Uh,
got to finish it.
I was on it. No big deal. No, just kidding.
Awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Ken does such great stuff.
Yeah, he does. Oh my goodness.
And
His little docu
I mean,
series.
yeah, all of us from Podcast Pit, he asked us to be on there and we were honored to do it.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that you were on there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the way he edits everything. I don't edit anything. This will come out as we talk. I don't edit. I like the whole. This is an honest conversation. If I
Yeah,
mess up, I mess up. They're going to see it warts and all. But
exactly.
yeah, it's really good. It's like 20 something minutes. It's
I'm gonna check it out.
very.
Yeah.
All his retrospectives are good. I mean, I didn't even know I wanted to watch like Brave Star until I seen him start doing stuff. And I'm like, I've
Yeah,
never seen that
exactly.
before. I might watch that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
stuff you don't even care for. It's like, oh, now that he made a video, you want to watch it. It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been nothing but great to us. So
No, he's
Ken is
awesome.
awesome. Always support Ken. Always supports you. You are awesome.
Hey, bro.
Very nice to me. That's really all it takes for me to like somebody. They just have to talk to me and be nice to me. Because
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? At Joe Fest, you were great to me.
Oh, it's fun.
Pulled me into that picture where I felt like I didn't belong
Yes,
there, but you were so
in
nice.
your Casey.
And it meant the world to me. It really did. And I just
Right
want to
on.
say thank you for coming on. I'm going to do more of these. I've got a few more people lined up. Well, not lined up. I have to ask them first.
Oh yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But I knew I
Awesome.
wanted, when we first started doing videos instead of just podcasts, we had like the first person I wanted on was Dreadnought Crying.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Super nice
remember.
guy.
I remember that with Dreadnought. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, you know what? Now, because I'm looking for stuff to just, like me and one other person could sit down and just talk toys for 30, 40 minutes. And I thought, I'm going to ask Tony.
It's
And
fun.
I'm glad I
Yeah.
did. This conversation's been great. And, it'll be up online in a couple days.
Sure.
Not that I'm going to edit it or anything. It's just, I don't want it to coincide with other things. But thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
If you ever want to
And
do anything in the future, let me know because
definitely.
like hanging out with you. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
So,
Same
all
here.
that being said, if you don't, I know you do, but if you don't subscribe to Tony's Figs, do so. You will not be sorry. The videos are amazing. And the whole time I'm like, I could do that. Then I'm like, no, I can't. You make it look so easy.
Oh man, it's
You,
when
right?
when you find something you love that you want to talk about, it kind of comes out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then I got to give it up to KJ and Travis. They like got me out of my shell with Terrordrome, and then kind of ended, and now I'm on a tough kind of mood. And then me and KJ got Terrordrome away from Travis, and like, go for it, do it. So we're
yeah,
still
no,
working on it. It's kind of it's just fun. Just got to have the time.
yeah. I mean, that's it. Time. The problem I have right now with collecting is space.
Yeah, same here, man.
Uh,
With that damn dragonfly.
oh, I was at toy
Jeez.
store close to me called Faraday Toys. I didn't get the Dragonfly because of space, but
Oh
they
yeah.
have one out, and it's so beautiful.
Oof.
I mean, I'm so happy for everybody got it. I'm waiting for my Robo Skull.
It's coming. It's coming. Fixer got one. Dreadnought Ryan is drooling over it as we speak.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jason from Mortal Battle, he got his.
Oh, he got his? Awesome.
Yeah.
Travis got the one that Fixer got. The one it's red, it's got yellow down.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like a special one. I don't think he's got it yet. I'm not sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they had like 4 shipping containers, and some of them were stuck in customs, some were not.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with everybody else getting theirs before me because I didn't order mine until Joe Fest this year. So
Really?
I've not been waiting 3 years.
Man, I had taken a great picture. It's probably it might be on Tony's Figs at Facebook, but I think Punk talked about it on one of his streams. I was taking a picture of I don't think it was a Robo Skull, but it was more Robo Skull figures in there. And I was taking a picture, and Bob Breakin comes in, and he's like, I was like, yes, this is awesome.
This he said, Bob. Me and Matt were sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
And Bob just walks up, sits down, starts talking to us.
Dude's awesome.
Mean, not met a nicer guy. He's like, I cannot believe everybody still wants these things. I'm like,
I know.
Yes, we still want these things.
Palatoy. That's a Palatoy OG right there. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Super nice guy. Took a picture with me.
Yep.
He's so amazing. Well, if I don't see you before, I hope I do. But if I don't see you before Joe Fest, we'll definitely have to get a drink this year.
Yes, again, yeah.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun.
And just one last thank you for coming on. It was
so much for having me.
Yep. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you.
Yes, sir.